Welcome back to a how-to series. In this version, these last few parts, we have been working on this bad boy, a minigun, a single-arm mounted minigun prop, styled after the prop used by the Terminator 600 series in Terminator Salvation. I've been working on this for a cosplay of that Terminator. However, I've also been working on this so that it can get signed by a certain celebrity guest star at Toronto Game Expo 2025. His name is Matthew Taylor. He played Nemesis in the Resident Evil Apocalypse movie, who also sports a one-arm mounted chain gun, which is why I'm getting signed by him, so it's very exciting. In the final part here in the finale, we're going to be working on the final details, so a lot of googly eye rivets. We're going to be painting, sealing first, and then painting this bad boy, and then hopefully I'll also be able to include some footage of me actually getting it signed by Matt Taylor as a great finale and send-off for this video. As I've mentioned before, this isn't actually the final prop that I'm going to be making for the Terminator cosplay. This is simply the isolated prop itself. I'm going to be adding like a Terminator arm in this area here, so that holding it and supporting the weight is going to be a lot more spread out than just on the handle or a simple strap around back here. Anyway, there's not a lot of work to get done on this thing until it's done, which is very exciting. And thank you very much for following me on this awesome how-to journey. But without further ado, let's jump into the final pieces and final steps of the minigun prop.
Alrighty, a lot of work here is done with googly eyes. Lots of different sizes of googly eyes, very like mini, medium, large, and instead of cement glue, I just decided to use some super glue. It was faster. I could move faster and get a lot more work done with this than cement glue, so that's what I did. You can see I put googly eyes on everything, but the result looks phenomenal. There's just lots of rivets, and it just gives the whole thing a bit more of a manufactured look and a bit more character. The next step was just to use a lot of foam clay and lots of sanding to fill in some seams where I just didn't want them.
Hey guys, okay, so a bit of an interruption with the rest of the video here. At the last point that I was working on, around that time, my gallbladder decided to try and kill me. Not really, it wasn't. It was, long story short, I had to get my gallbladder removed. So unfortunately, that meant a couple of days where I couldn't, work on the minigun itself, as well as, and this is a real bummer for me, I couldn't go to Toronto Game Expo 2025, at least the March 2025 Toronto Game Expo. So that means, a couple of things here. So one, unfortunately, this will not be signed by Matt Taylor at this stage, which is really unfortunate. And second of all, during the recovery period, while filming this video, I'm still technically in my recovery period. I did some work on the chain gun because I needed and wanted to do work that was just for me. That was easy. I didn't want to worry about a camera. And so unfortunately, videos like this, where it's very, very candid, are easy to work on, where I can just kind of work and do my own thing. And, it was pretty simple. So with that in mind, I do want to just kind of catch you guys up on what's been done since then. And again, I apologize for an interruption like this in a how-to video. I know it's not technically a tutorial, but some of you may be watching and getting ideas and writing down the instructions that I'm going through to make your own versions. So I just want to put that out there. So this is what we have so far. So as I mentioned previously, well, first off, I mean, look at that. It's so cool. It looks so good. So the last time that we kind of talked, I was working on foam clay, and I have gone through and I've sanded that down. I then sealed everything. I heat sealed the foam first, and then I sealed it with Rust-Oleum's Peel Coat, which is a kind of a plastic spray or a latex spray, which means that the sealer will flex a little bit more when it comes to stress and movement. I've then gone over it with a matte black spray paint, gotten into all the crevices and everything, and then I have sealed it with a Rust-Oleum matte varnish. This allows it so it's not as sticky, much quicker at least. And so it gives a good base coat because that's what I want this to be. I want this to be a base coat of black, even the shadows and everything. It looks phenomenal. There's definitely some parts where I look at it and go, probably should have sanded that a little bit more. But again, I was just trying to do it for me. I was in, and still am in, recovery at this point. Anyway, so that's where that's at. Now, I know you're looking at the screen here and going, Freakish, that's not black. That is because I convinced myself, and talking with some friends, I was convinced to go ahead and I bought these really cheap fake prop toy algorithm bullets. So these, I want this to be glued down to the foam, to the bare foam. So I actually put down tape. And so none of the sealer and none of the paint actually got into that area, so that I can glue the bullets directly to the foam and do the, have the best chance of bonding there. The cool thing with these kind of chains is all you have to do is just take a bullet out and I can shorten it into two, really, a short one or a long one, depending on what I want. I've also, in purchasing these, I have decided that I will be moving forward for the Terminator cosplay, and I'll be adding like an ammo backpack. It's this big metal case. So, but that's where we're at right now. So I really have only kind of base coated and sealed everything since the last time we talked. So without further ado, because I'm feeling much better, we're going to go ahead and continue filming the rest of the video, which is all the detail work. I got a bunch of sponges. I got some silicone sponges, and just some like regular kind of sponges. We're going to go in and we're going to add some gunmetal and silver detail, some highlights. All the shadows are kind of already there. Without further ado, thank you for this interruption. Let's get back to the finale of the how to make a chain gun / minigun video series. Let's do it.
So as I mentioned before, most of the shadows were done, so I needed to simply build up from black. I started off with this gunmetal gray or graphite, and for most of this work, I actually just used a sponge, a combination of kind of traditional foam sponges, I guess, like dish sponges. You can tell here, really interesting coverage, really cool texture that comes off, and you can really, depending on how much paint you actually use on the sponge, you can build up and be a lot more meticulous. There's a lot of big surfaces here, so I moved rather quickly. And then for the last bit, I actually used a makeup brush. I think it's called a blush brush or something. I don't know. This was used to feather and to soften a lot of these details, and just a different texture, different application, indicating different kinds of weathering. This has become my go-to method of painting metal, specifically, as you can see here, with a silver highlight. If you're going from black to silver, or if you're just kind of going from a gunmetal gray up to silver. The idea of using a sponge to do a lot of the kind of body work, and then using the makeup brush to feather in and smooth out some of those edges, and then come in with a brighter silver. These videos and photos do not do the paint job justice. I'm not just patting myself on the back here. This is by far one of my best paint jobs. If you see it in person, I really hope you do get a chance to see it in person. There's just so much character that this chain gun has. So you can see here, I definitely focused a little bit more on the muzzle brake, and that is because I want to come back to it later and add some more weathering. And then off screen, I ended up adding this red onto the trigger, just to add, again, a little bit more character, a little bit more pop and flash. And then lastly, there's this little kind of, I don't even know what to call it. Anyway, I decided to paint this copper. I started off with this copper, but it was way too orange, so I found a darker, browner copper, I guess, and it worked perfectly. And that was pretty much it.
Alright, now I'm going to have to apologize for this next part. There's a lot of apologies in this video, but I have misplaced my camera, and unfortunately my audio system, the mics that I've been using, are kind of paired to that phone, and the little gear I have doesn't match with my own phone that I have for my personal use. So, I apologize for the audio. Anyway, we did it. We made it to the end. This has been a fantastic 4-part series. I've had a lot of fun filming it, a lot of fun editing it, and I hope you've enjoyed watching these step-by-step kind of explanations on how I make a prop like this. Now, of course, you're here for the grand finale and the reveal. So, here we go. I'm gonna back up a little bit. As I mentioned before, the chain gun bullets are just attached there. Looks really, really good. Little copper elements there. And then, unfortunately, just the studio lighting just does not capture how much character this piece has right now. Like, there is just, it's so cool. I'm so proud of it. If you haven't seen already, you can go ahead and take some and take a look on my Instagram. I've got some really cool kind of HD photos that you can see of the little different elements there. This was absolutely phenomenal. It's super, super light. Like, I mean, I don't want to ruin it, but I could probably hold this thing up in, like, with one finger. There we go. Like, it's there. Like, it's super, super light, which means carrying it around and using it is going to be a breeze. Again, this is not going to be the final look. I'm actually probably going to be using some magnets now that I've gotten to use some magnets and I kind of know how to use them to attach a Terminator arm to the rest of the gun, sorry, so that carrying it is even easier because it'll be attached to my forearm instead of just on the wrist and kind of strapped in. One of the elements that I didn't talk about is the fact that these braces here, I actually spaced near the back so that I could use an elastic strap and carry it around if I wanted to, just with the arm, without the magnets, without the Terminator arm. But regardless, this has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys have liked it. If you guys have any ideas for other props like this that you'd like to see a how-to on, I'm also going to be working on some new videos in the future. Thank you very much again for coming along and watching me build this. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for more content. And again, if you have any other suggestions or things you want to see for how-to series, or even a template, if you want some templates for something, just drop a comment down below, or you can direct message me on Instagram. I would also really appreciate it if you went to my Instagram and gave me a follow and kept track of my work there. Another thing is I sell templates for things, not this, but a lot of other things, a lot of cool military stuff as well. Those templates can be found on my Etsy. All the information is going to be down below with my link tree and everything. If you want to see me at a local convention near you, tell the organizers, give them my name, give them my Instagram handle, and let them know that you want to see me. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'll see you guys next time.
Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more cosplay content.